Alrighty, we are back, and it's the final round of the night. Joined once again by Core. It's been a long night, hasn't it, Core?
Yeah, it has. Look, we've had a few disconnects. We've had a couple of dropouts. We had some subs, but as we always do, we keep pushing through, and we are going to get a result here.
It's been a long night, but it's been a good night. We've had some good balanced games, which is what you want to see. At the moment, currently, only one team hasn't won a game. We're sitting at Darling's team 1-1, Blankensy's team 1-1, and Avatar's team 2-0. So it's a must-win game for Darling's team. Out of this one, obviously, Akatsuki's team pretty much just playing to try and get that win and get a bit of pride. But they've been good tonight. I think the 0-2 scoreline probably doesn't represent how they've gone tonight. And sometimes it just doesn't go your way. There's always got to be a loser. Other than that, I think they've got a really good team, and I think on any other given night, they definitely could have gone on and just won the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think that it's necessarily a balance issue. I think at times they've just haven't reacted with certain strategies and counters properly. But full credit to the other teams, of course, taking out the victories. But they could definitely have gone 2-0 as opposed to 0-2. So let's see what happens here.
And this will be stopwatch, of course. So regardless, there won't be any sudden death, thankfully. And I think, obviously, look, on this sort of map, it's about the payload. There's not... Route 66 doesn't really have too many choke points. You've just kind of got to slowly stop them continually throughout the entire map until probably that last point when they're indoors. And then you can get them kind of stopped for a little while. Definitely seeing, as we see the blue team here off on that balcony, that's definitely a common strategy that teams generally choose to do. And to combat that, the red team, they've really got to get up there and just get someone flanking in, trying to get those kills, push them off that balcony area, as the high ground is a good advantage. But right now, their 2 DPS are completely at the back in Akatsuki and Unknown. Fucking Nugget takes down Non-Atomic, his SHT was able to take down Business. So the blue team using that advantage, getting those kills.
It's a good start by the blue team. They're defending well, and they're using the gas station as a base or a point of origin. They're not pushing too far up under that archway, which a lot of teams make the mistake of doing.
Definitely, and they got 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Sometimes you don't realize just how much that time can just creep up on you, how small it is, how small it can get. Unknown takes down Rotunda. They've got to just get moving, get that first point. You don't want to try and get that first point at the last second here. Business takes down SHD. And at the end of the day, this is stopwatch. It's not competitive where you can do really bad for 99% of it, but still manage to get the payload all the way to the end. It's Lego Man pops the ultimate, so does Akatsuki here on that free. Apathy is going to block it all pretty much with his shield. So Akatsuki had to hold that one back to 60%. There comes the Zarya ultimate, picks up 2 of them, and it takes down Lego Man and Unknown Alley. And a good Reinhardt ultimate as well, as Apathy is going to charge in. He gets a triple kill, nicely done by Apathy. Riptide coming in as well, that just got a team kill. Well, Jailbird's still alive, but ultimately a team kill. The rest of them are down with 1:56 seconds to go. Really good, well-timed ults.
Yep, and this payload is going to start moving backwards, and it's going to get real ugly real quick for the red team. They need to get a couple of picks and then push on that payload hard.
And it just hasn't gone their way tonight. I think it's just really indicative of the way that their night has gone. It's a really good team by their names, by their heroes, but it's just not coming together. And it's kind of funny how things can change so quickly, as I'm about to be preparing to eat my words once again, unless they're going to prove me wrong with 1:25 to go. They've got to start getting this payload moving. Good positioning by the blue team. They've had no pressure up on that Gus Diner. They've got to get the pressure. If they're not pressuring those people up there, they're just going to sit there forever. So Akatsuki went for the ultimate and died immediately to Darling. But his ultimate's back down to 50% once again with 1 minute to go. As Lego Man takes down fucking Nugget. Finally, at least a pick off as Vi takes down Jailbird though. And a nice ultimate again by Apathy, charging in, takes down Non-Atomic. Yes, no, he doesn't. In fact, White gets a double kill, takes down Ali and Lego Man. Rotunda takes down Non-Atomic. Blue team just continue to dominate. We've got 50 seconds to go for.
Yeah, it's I don't know what to say really. I feel almost like the red team are getting unlucky, but we all know that's not necessarily how the games go. It's just they're just being out counted, out altered, out positioned. I agree with you. Someone's got to get on the roof of that gas station and cause some trouble. They got the advantage being up there.
I think one thing you can probably take out of tonight is they didn't switch up well enough. Of course, now we see Akatsuki on that barrel trying something. This Diva ultimate goes out as SHD got the kill before the Diva ultimate could, and Unknown takes down that Riptide. The Zenyatta ultimate both go out. We've got 15 seconds to go. It's a little bit too late to try some different things now, but the red team are getting some kills here. They are getting the kills from Nominatomic. He takes down Vied, and Legoman takes down Apathy. So the red team finally are going to get things to go their way with 3 seconds to go. They very well should get this point.
They need to make sure they stay on that payload, though.
SHD pretty much just wasting time at this point. Of course, the stopwatch is still going to be a big factor. They got 2 minutes to move it a long way to that next point. It's going to be so tough from here, but at least they get a little bit more time, at the very least, in their favour.
My ultimate is charging.
Yeah, they need to get everyone pressing up here and causing a bit of disruption so the payload can start moving freely for the first part. They have kept 3 on the payload for maximum speed, which is good to see.
Atomic taking down Vied. Of course, the one thing with Stopwatch, of course, is they don't actually get it all the way to the end. None of that really matters. Unless, of course, they can somehow completely stop them at the first point. That's, at least you've got that up their sleeve now. Because even if they can't complete it, they've at least got a couple of points that they can try and stop the other team from even getting the first point and then stopping them from where they got it.
They've done well to push it around this corner so far.
Double kill, nicely done by Akatsuki, starting to get that Tracer to go well. Took down Darling with a great ultimate, and then Gerbo takes down fucking Nugget. And the blue team, well, they've just been rustled a little bit. And this is what can happen on these sort of maps. You get that point, you get those kills, and you can just snowball it, take that momentum. So it only took them 1 minute to get from the other point to this point, so much better. And Diva ultimate coming there from Jailbird isn't going to get anyone. Now they got 2 minutes and 50 seconds to get to that point. As Business gets the kill on Apathy, Unknown takes down Darling, and the blue team just keep coming in 1 at a time or 2 at a time and dying immediately. Red team are doing a really good job of staying together, staying on that point, and being a team. For the first time, really, in the last minute, they've figured it out.
It reminds me of Lemmings, the blue team at the moment. Just marching in 1 by 1 to their death. They need to regroup and hold a position. They held that gas station really well. They need to pick a spot, and they need to do the same thing here.
Akatsuki was going around flanking. He did get that kill on a Rotunda, although Rotunda's tire was able to take down Biznich and Vied down at Akatsuki. So they got 2 minutes, preferably to beat stopwatch time. They would be liking to get this as soon as possible. But I think the way that they started, they'd just be happy to maybe at least cap the final point.
I think they'd be happy to get to where they are. It's, you know, they've totally turned it around. Of course, they are being slowed now, but they've done really well to get it this far, considering they only made the first point in overtime.
Starting to get a little bit of push here as the blue team are giving them a little bit of space, but fucking Nugget staying on top of it. Here comes an ultimate by Atomic. He's going to be able to get some kills out of it. They did take down SHD. Vied popped in with that Zenyatta ultimate. Biznich popped the Lucio sound barrier. As Rotunda took down Non-Atomic, so cancelling each other out a little bit. And a good pickup by fucking Nugget with that barrier to stop the Tracer ultimate. Nicely timed by him. Lego Man took down Apathy. Again, we're seeing these Zenyatas really just turn the tide around, both attacking and defensively. They team need to get some better flanking here if they're going to get these kills. They've got to take down those back heals and DPS. Darling popping that Lucio, and I'm not sure what for. There wasn't really any immediate danger, and they were very separated and scattered as the red team got some more pushing power there. Bugger Nugget takes down Akatsuki though, and they should be able to at least control this point for a little while. I can't see how the red team are going to really survive this. The shield is going down on Atomic. He's got that orb as he charges in. He's going to be able to get the kill on the Apathy though. No, he's not. Vied takes down Non-Atomic, but the payload keeps pushing. 46 seconds. Unknown Alley takes down Vied, and it's going to be Lego Man with that Zenyatta ultimate to try and keep them alive for a little bit longer. As the Diva ultimate goes flying, I'm not sure where it was going though. Not sure if that was intended to go that far. With 35 seconds to go, it would have been better at least with the payload or something. And a great ultimate there by Apathy. The Zarya ultimate coming in as well. SHD gets a double kill, and Vied takes down Akatsuki. So with 25 seconds left, they're going to have to at least get one last run at this. They're going to need Biznich's speed boost. They're going to need all 6 of them. Just jump on that payload. They got 15 seconds. You got to run. Akatsuki trying to get back here on that Tracer. 10 seconds. Non-Atomic is extremely low right now. He's got 7 seconds. Here comes the Lucio. They've got to just get on it. And it's Jailbird who's flying in. There comes the ultimate by Non-Atomic, but immediately countered by the Zenyatta ultimate to heal him back up. The Non-Atomic goes down. Unknown Alley goes down as Apathy got a triple kill. And I think this could be the game. They got it at 61 meters, but it's not going to be enough. So nicely done by the blue team. They looked a little bit shaky there in that middle part after a really good start, as the red team turned things around, but not enough to get the final.
Switching score 0-2.
Both teams did well to turn the tide in their favour there. So we had the blue team started well, defended well, and the red team obviously got on top in the end, and then managed to really push it really quick towards that back section. And then the blue team again getting on top with defence. Good to see them turn that around as well. So if the blue team can push the payload to that point, they of course will take this out. If not, then they won't. So not really going to have to rely on the stopwatches here. We're just going to leave it up to the competitive rule set, see if they can get it there or if they can't. Of course, stopwatch only really comes into play if both teams push it all the way to the end. But they did it in 8 minutes 26 to that point. So let's see what the blue team can do.
Yeah, exactly right. So obviously we'll be waiting to see whether or not they can actually get it to that point. A stopwatch won't have to be used, but I think this could get ugly though. Akatsuki's team obviously haven't won at all tonight, and will they be able to defend vigorously here? Obviously we saw that they almost struggled to even get that first point. Will this be a steamroll? We've seen these sort of maps, the payload sometimes just never stops and they just go straight from the beginning to the end. And then you've got the other times when it's way more contested and close and exciting, so I'm really hoping we get a close, exciting finish.
Of course, the main differences in the teams being blue team running with a Reinhardt, which is very good for payloads, especially for attacking. Red team with a Roadhog, which might be good for defensive picks. And then, of course, you've got Junkrat on the red team, which can be good in the right choke points in the right circumstances. And the Pharaoh on the blue team, which might be countered by Unknown Alley, the soldier on the red team. We'll see how that goes.
Yes, and still that matchup tonight with the supports playing Zenyatta and Lucio. It's just been the theme all night tonight, a bit of a meta. And as Jalbert went for that early hook and missed at it on fucking Nugget. And they've got to try and get some pressure onto this Diner. They used it really well when they were defending. And immediately trying to get Unknown Alley is Darling on that Pharah. So they're going to push them off. And they've already cleared them off that Diner really quickly. Jalbert was able to get a hook on the fucking Nugget. He's going to be able to slowly get away. Damage from Lego Man was not enough. But they've already moved it extremely far. Vi takes down Jalbert. And as I said before, this can sometimes just be really easy. Red team are completely scattered. You got Unknown Alley out to the left, on Atomic near the point. You got Akatsuki on the right side. They're everywhere right now. Business is on the Diner. Blue team getting some really easy pushing power here. On Atomic taking down Darling. SHD taking down Unknown Alley. Here comes the Zenyatta ultimate from Akatsuki, trying to just get the kneeling done, keep them onto the point. His Junkrat ultimate on Riptide from Atomic, is it going to be able to get some kills? No, it doesn't. The Lucio ultimate pretty much kept them alive because of it. Apathy takes down Akatsuki, SHD takes down Lego Man, Jalbert takes down Apathy, Roadhog goes down. So the blue team continuing to push on nicely here. And SHD gets a double kill, so that will be the first point in a very nicely, timely manner.
Red team held on a bit longer than I thought they would there. They sort of came back in front of the payload, put up a bit of a fight, maybe bought themselves some time, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
And I think you're right, definitely felt like it looked like the payload was going to push on really, really quickly, and then they stopped it for a little bit amount of time, probably a good minute or so, so credit to them there. And it's almost deceiving. You see the time, 3 minutes and 57 seconds or so, but it's really not that far from where they finished. It can just move so quickly. Got to be able to stop the payload is one thing. To let it push all the way to the end and then put up a good defensive effort where it's a little bit easier for the defending team. But you got to stop them here. Get in aggressive, be aggressive, get in their face, get on that payload. But they're just standing back. They're hesitant. They're not sure what to do here. Vi takes down Non-Atomic, and now the blue team have got that pick. Jalbert's in an odd position there. They have two behind him. He's got that Akatsuki ultimate now trying to keep him alive. The Dahlia ultimate got a couple of them, but no damage to follow up at all. Unknown Alley pops the Soldier ultimate, so all the ultimates are coming out here. Jalbert takes down Apathy. Red team have got to be able to get something from this. They have got the blue team a little bit on the back foot though. This is a good sign for the red team. Jalbert missed hook though, right into the fucking barrier. Now he pops his ultimate. He gets barriered, but he gets pushed back immediately by Darling. Darling now flying up. He does have the ultimate. In fact, the blue team have got way more ultimates than the red team right now. They held onto them. So they're just biding their time, waiting for Apathy to come back. A good hook on the Darling, and Non-Atomic takes down Darling. So good pick off there for the red team. Down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Apathy back onto that point. Biznich is staying on it though on that Lucio for the defensive team, just to make sure that the payload doesn't move. And it's a bit of a stalemate right now. You feel like whoever could get that first team wipe could really go a long way to winning this game for both sides. Akatsuki, their team is fighting for that pride of at least getting a winning game on the night. And Darling's team, are they going to at least try and force a grand final as the Zarya Ultimate comes out? There's the combination, but Zenyatta's going to block all of that. Nicely done by Akatsuki. He's been incredible on that Zenyatta this round as Apathy gets a double kill.
Experience tranquility.
So the blue team won that battle of the ultimates. Then comes the Zarya ultimate though for the defensive team. It's their turn now, but immediately countered by Lucio. And Non-Atomic couldn't get anything from his ultimate as it was going to be a hook from Jailbird on the Apathy who goes charging in the wrong direction. And now it's going to be Biznich with his down barrier. Legoman takes down Rotunda. Mishooked again by Jailbird. It just hasn't been his night on that Roadhog. And then the ultimate though by Apathy did take down Jailbird. Yes, is he going to go down? He gets a hook on SHD. SHD gets a double kill on the Non-Atomic and Jailbird. And Apathy gets the kill on the Legoman. The blue team are going to get this second point. And we're going to have about 3 minutes to go.
My ultimate is charged.
That stalemate was definitely suiting the red team. They, as long as the payload wasn't moving, that was going to suit them. But a couple of ults changed the game, and I mean, here we are. The blue team have got 3 minutes to get the payload to this point here. It can be difficult to defend, but it can also be difficult to attack.
And this is definitely on a map like Route 66 to get to this sort of indoor area, and this is probably the only time on the entire map where the defensive team have got a little bit more of an advantage. So with 2 minutes and 46 seconds, it's probably enough time. They've just got to make sure the blue team don't wipe them out, because one wipe and that's over. And the red team doing a good job at the moment. They did get a pick off before. Jailbird in a really offensive position, gets the hook on Apathy, does move out of the way of that charge, but he's got that disc ball on him as well. And he pops the ultimate just to push Apathy away. Zenyatta ultimate coming out as well as a Lucio ultimate by the red team. So both countered each other earlier a little bit. Jailbird was low for a bit. He has healed up. Tactical Visor coming in here at the moment from Unknown Alley. He does get the kill on the Darling. I'm wondering whether or not that Barra's going to need to be changed up when he's indoors here. Great ultimate by Apathy. Is he going to be able to take down Non-Atomic? He does. Really good charge. The Zarya ultimate coming out though to stop the rest of his team from helping him, but it doesn't matter. Apathy got a double kill. He took down Akatsuki. SHD took down Legoman. Blue team are getting their kills. They're really, really close to pretty much winning here. They've just got to go a little bit further. Jailbird goes down. Biznich is by himself. He goes down. No one's on the point. It's over. Well done to Darling's team on the night. I just can't see that way they're going to be able to get back into this one. The red team, something went down. They're just running onto the point, but this is over. So Darling's team will take it. They go to 2-1. And we will have to see whether or not. And we just had confirmation that Lord Avatar's team just won their game. So they go 3-0. They actually will win the custom game night back-to-back for Lord Avatar. And so in the end, Darling's win didn't matter, Cole.
Not at all. But it was good to see both teams put up a fight. It was by no means a pushover. And I'm sure we'll have a good time working out the MVP for the night. And I'm sure everyone's learned a lot of lessons. Definitely could learn a lot of lessons about timing ults from watching tonight's stream. I feel like that might be the theme of the night.
Yeah, most definitely. So another good custom game night, our 8th night so far. The 10th night is coming closer. Hopefully we're going to try and spice things up a little bit. Have it a really big night. I'd like to thank all of the teams once again for coming out, all of the players. I know we had some issues once again. I'd like to thank Core for joining me again tonight.
No worries. Good commentating as always, mate. I'm just a bit of a passenger when it comes to this. It's a good ride.
That's okay. So we're going to end it here. Thanks again, guys, for watching. And for the people watching the VODs at home, make sure you pick up some tips along the way. We'll see you next time.